The Coastal Horse Care Unit is a registered welfare organisation specialising in the well-being of equines. They were established in 2009 and work in association with both the Highveld and Eastern Cape Horse Care Units. Tuesday, the 3rd of May, saw the official handover by Provincial Treasury and the naming of the new Emma Hashini Training Centre at Cato Ridge in KZN.
I'm the MEC for Gaming and Betting as well as Treasury, and I'm passionate about horses. But the one area that really needs development is rural horse racing, and if you see what's happened in the last 10 years in KwaZulu-Natal, it's just been phenomenal, particularly with the backing of the Coastal Horse Care Unit and GoldCircle.
GoldCircle has been involved in this initiative since inception. The discussions around this facility began in 2006, and that was at the time that the Kloof SPCA decided that they wouldn't include horse racing in terms of the services that they provide.
We had a meeting with the Premier of the province in 2006, Spo Ndebele, who asked us to bridge the gap between formal horse racing and rural horse racing. And at the same time, I got a visit from Jill Ermsdale, wanting to start a coastal horse care unit to look after horses in this province.
I think it was almost fortuitous in a way, because I think it allowed the horse racing industry to mobilize its own resources and to focus on taking care of horses in the province. And I think for us, it was a no-brainer in the sense that for us, we felt that this is an opportunity to create a facility that can grow, to create a facility that can interface with rural horse racing, and to create a facility that can provide a platform for education of communities, for involvement of communities, and for greater participation in the industry.
I really wanted to start formalising this relationship so that we really put rural horse racing on the map. You know, it came from a time where horses were not looked after properly, not due to lack of love, just due to lack of knowledge.
Mbuyi Selwa Mkhize, son of the current Treasurer General of the ANC, Zwele Mkhize, is the head of the Rural Horse Riding Association.
Our sport is a bit informal, and we're looking for ways to try and make it formal and get it regulated.
We need to get the rural people together to actually organise themselves, have proper rules that they design, not something that is dictated to by us. I've got a piece of legislation in the offing which will actually recognise standard and other horses as a race horse operator, and it's the first in the country. All I'm waiting for is the bill to go through, because once we've formalised rural horse racing, government can fund them properly so that they can develop as an industry.
That will have a huge impact on our sport as a whole, because our sport will be formally registered and will be a formal sport within the other sports that are registered in South Africa as one of the equestrian sports.
The Department of Sport and Recreations, began supporting rural horse riding as a recreational activity. But the importance of it was a recognition of the activity that rural people were doing. But in supporting it and giving it a platform, it was an absolute recognition that people here in KZN are doing this activity and they need support. In the activity we are doing, Coastal Horse Care is actually the foundation of creating and establishing and setting up the academy that was long in the planning for Dundee. We've identified Dundee as being the space where we should put in an academy for rural horse riding. But what the challenge was is we didn't have the skills. Who goes and who runs the academy? What are the skills that are required? This center now is going to be the initiator. It's going to provide the province with those skills. And with the support of GoldCircle, I think with the support now of other departments like Department of Finance, Department of Agriculture coming on board, the event is going to step up. And in the event stepping up, it means the service industry has also stepped up. So that for us is the biggest success here. We do know that in offering services, you need to look at skills development and at the same time also jobs, and it creates jobs.
You cannot help horses without transferring knowledge to people. So we are looking at sustainable welfare. We're not here just to patch horses up. We're here to give the people the skills to patch their own horses and care for their own horses. So it's a lot of transfer of skills. Our goal in the rural areas is obviously to take resources to the people. And the way we can do this is obviously by the education program that we're doing, giving the people the skills to make tack, to make saddles, to make shoes, to do their own horses' feet, and have a small spaza and horse and corsi spaza shop in the rural areas where these trained people could service the rural communities in these deep rural areas. And not, they really are deep. These people don't have access to horse feed, they don't have access to much. So it is really going to be brilliant to job create, skill transfer, and give these people a livelihood.
The aim of the work undertaken by the Coastal Horse Care Unit is not only to change the way people think, but more importantly, to educate them on how to do things differently to avoid equine suffering. They have gained recognition and assistance from 2 leading international welfare organizations in World Horse Welfare and SPANA, the leading charity for working animals of the world. These are quite remarkable achievements in just 7 years that Coastal Horse Care has been in existence. Coupled with the fact that the unit has not only gained the support and financial backing from our provincial racing body Gold Circle, but now provincial government in KZN, with a new piece of legislation just waiting to be signed, we could shortly see a new officially recognized and regulated sport in South Africa, that of rural horse racing.